Hello everyone, this is Anushree
And this is Medha, and we on behalf of the Beaming Notes team can't thank you enough for your overwhelming support over the past few years.
It is because of your love and appreciation that we have been able to launch our very own YouTube channel.
And we need your support this time as well.
So go ahead, hit that subscribe button and show us some love.
And now, let's head over to the video.
Hello everyone and welcome to Beaming Notes. And in this video, we're going to take a look at the summary of Indigo, a story by Louis Fischer. About the author. Louis Fischer was a Jewish-American journalist. Among his work were a contribution to the ex-communist treatise The God That Failed, 1949, A Life of Mahatma Gandhi, 1950, which is also the basis for the Academy Award-winning film Gandhi in 1982, as well as A Life of Lenin, which won the 1965 National Book Award in History and Biography. Some other works by the writer, Gandhi and Stalin, 1947, The God That Failed, 1949, The Life of Mahatma Gandhi, 1950, Stalin, 1952, and The Essential Gandhi, for which he was the editor, in 1962. About the story. This story, Indigo, traces the beginning of the civil disobedience against the British authority in India. According to an agreement, the peasants in Muzaffarpur were supposed to grow indigo in 15% of their land. A peasant named Rajkumar Shukla got Gandhi involved in this matter, who in turn negotiated terms with the British officials and made this whole system disappear. This incident made it clear to the British that the Indians were not going to have them order around in their own country. This act of disobedience not only freed the people from an unjust agreement, but also made them self-reliant and courageous. Summary. Gandhi had gone to the December 1916 annual convention of the Indian National Congress in Lucknow, where he met a poor peasant named Rajkumar Shukla who pleaded Gandhi to visit Champaran. Under an old agreement, the peasants of Champaran district were sharecroppers. Rajkumar Shukla was one of them, who was determined enough to accompany Gandhi everywhere till he fixed a date to visit his district. Impressed by the resolution of the peasant, Gandhi agreed to meet him in Calcutta and go with him to Champaran from there. After a few months, when Gandhi went to Calcutta, Shukla met him there and took him to Patna with him. There, Shukla took him to meet with a lawyer named Rajendra Prasad. Rajendra Prasad was not there to welcome him, but the servants recognized Shukla as a sharecropper who needed help and let him inside the house with Gandhi, who was also considered another peasant. Gandhi decided to go to Muzaffarpur to gather more information about the condition of the peasants in Champaran. When Gandhi reached the station, Professor J.B. Kriplani was waiting with a large number of students. The news of Gandhi's advent and his mission spread rapidly through Muzaffarpur and Champaran. Gandhi came to know that the lawyers were charging a fee from the peasants. Gandhi advised them against taking their cases to the law court, as he felt that all that was needed was to make them feel liberated from fear. Most of the arable lands in the Champaran district were divided into estates owned by Englishmen who employed Indian tenants to work for them. The peasants were forced to be a part of a long-term contract to plant 15% of their land with indigo. When the landlords got to know that Germany had developed synthetic indigo, they compelled the sharecroppers to pay them compensation for being released from the 15% agreement. When the sharecroppers protested against this injustice and hired lawyers to fight for them, the landlords hired thugs. Meanwhile, the news of the synthetic indigo reached the illiterate peasants who had already signed and wanted their money back. Gandhi had arrived to Champaran at this point of time, and he decided to get his facts right before proceeding to do anything. He visited the secretary of the British Landlords Association, who refused to give information to an outsider, to which Gandhi replied that he was no outsider. Next, he called the British official commissioner of the Trihut division, who advised Gandhi to leave Trihut immediately. Gandhi proceeded to Motihari with several lawyers, where he was greeted by a vast crowd and found out that a peasant had been maltreated. He decided to pay him a visit. On his way, he was stopped by the police superintendent's messenger who warned him to leave the town. The messenger served Gandhi an official notice to quit Champaran immediately. Gandhi signed a receipt for the notice and wrote on it that he would disobey the order. He was summoned to court the next day. That night, Gandhi telegraphed Rajendra Prasad to come from Bihar with influential friends, sent instructions to the ashram, and forwarded a full report to the viceroy. In the morning, Motihari was swarming with peasants. They had only heard that some Mahatma who wanted to help them was in trouble with the British authorities. This spontaneous courage to support Gandhi and to stand up against the British marked the beginning of their freedom from their fear of the British. The officials were unable to handle the crowd without Gandhi's cooperation. Perplexed by this incident, that served as a proof that the British would be challenged by the Indians, the prosecutor requested the judge to postpone the trial. But Gandhi protested against the delay and read a statement pleading guilty. He was in a conflicting state of being. On one hand, he did not want to set a bad example as a lawbreaker, and on the other hand, he had to follow his conscience to stand up for his people. Finally, the judge released him without bail. Rajendra Prasad, Prij Kishore Babu, Maulana Mazatul Haq, and other prominent lawyers had arrived from Bihar. Gandhi demanded that the lawyers should fight against the injustice if he went to jail. They thought that if a stranger like Gandhi was prepared to go to jail for the peasants, then it would be a shame if they did not contribute their bit. Finally, they assured Gandhi that they were ready to follow him to jail. The unity and courage of the people to stand up against the British made Gandhi exclaim, "The Battle of Champaran is won." Several days later, Gandhi learned from the magistrate that the case against him was ordered to be dropped. For the first time, civil disobedience had triumphed in modern India. Gandhi delved deep into the inquiry and collected relevant documents from the peasants, which led the landlords to protest violently. In June, Gandhi had 4 interviews with the Lieutenant Governor. The appointed commission consisted of landlords, government officials, and Gandhi as the only representative of the sharecroppers. Finally, the committee agreed to reimburse the peasants as a mountain of evidence was gathered against the planters. Everyone thought that Gandhi would ask for the full refund, but to everyone's surprise, he only asked for 50% of the money that the landlords had illegally taken from the peasants. However, he finally settled for only 25%. Gandhi felt that the money was less important than the fact that the landlords had to submit to the peasants. They had to surrender their self-esteem. Also, the peasants realized their rights and became more courageous to stand up against injustice. Within a few years, the British planters left their estates, as a result of which indigo sharecropping disappeared. Gandhi saw the cultural and social backwardness in Champaran and felt like doing something for its upliftment. He requested 12 teachers to teach the people at Champaran. 2 young disciples of Gandhi, Mahadev Desai and Narhari Parikh, and their wives volunteered for the work. Gandhi's youngest son Devadas and his wife also joined in. Kasturbai educated the village about ashram rules on personal cleanliness and community sanitation. Gandhi got a doctor to serve the community for 6 months. Castor oil, quinine and sulfur ointment were available. Gandhi maintained communication with the ashram and sent regular instructions and asked for financial accounts. The Champaran movement had a deep impact on Gandhi's life, as it made it evident that the British could not order Indians in their own country. It was not a political agenda to begin a movement by defying the British. The Champaran movement grew out of an attempt to release the tension of the poor peasants. Politics for Gandhi was intertwined with the day-to-day problems of the ordinary mass. Gandhi's attempt was to mold a self-reliant India. When Gandhi's lawyer friends thought it was a good idea to have the English pacifist Charles Frere Andrews stay in Champaran and help, Gandhi refused. He said that having an Englishman by their side in the time when every Indian should be strong and self-reliant would just indicate the weakness of their minds. Rajendra Prasad proudly comments that Gandhi had successfully taught everyone a lesson in self-reliance.
So, did you find the video helpful? If so, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and continue to encourage us more to deliver more such poem analysis and English language tips to help you to get set and ready for your examinations. All the best.